Okay, so in the last part we have designed this particular website. Okay, and we have added a little bit of animations also, right? But we have not designed the mobile version of the same. Okay, so let's do that now in this particular part. So let's come down and let's go to frames and add a frame for a phone. Let's say Google Pixel. Okay, so this is the size of a Google Pixel phone. Okay, now the first thing that I would like to do is set the background to our color, right? So background color. So once that is done, then the next thing that I would like to do is take the logo, copy the logo from here and take it down over here. Okay, so let's zoom in and let's start designing this. Now obviously this logo is quite big, so we don't want that. So let's scale it down a little. So here in by default you have the move tool selected, so you can press K to select the scale tool. Once you select that, now you can actually scale the logo a little bit smaller, and you can see right now this size, that is around 20.4. Let us make this as 22. uh, Sorry, let's make it 20, round it off. Okay, so this is going to be our logo now. Okay, so the new size is this much. Okay, then next part that we have is the navbar, but unfortunately we do not have the navbar because we cannot have the navbar, all the navbar elements over here. So what we will do is instead we will replace that with a hamburger symbol, so that you can click on that to expand the navbar. Okay, so let's take an icon. So I have installed this material design icons plugin. So from here you can just search for menu, I think. Yeah, so I have the menu icon, so I can drag this down and put it over here. Okay, and let's scale it a little. Okay, so this size is fine, and let's change the color also. So the stroke color, let's select this color. Okay, so I think our navbar is done. Now what next? Right, so the next thing that I would like to do is let's come over here, let's zoom out a little. Now I have an image, so this image should reduce its size, right? So let's take all the three things including the button. Okay, let's take it one by one. Okay, so let's take the first image, drag it out to here, scale it down, and this is fine. Okay, next I have the text. Let's bring that down. Okay, and let's do an undo, shift to move tool now. Okay, and now I will try to reduce the size of my text. Okay, I want the things to be in the same way. I will change the H1 to H2 now, because for the mobile phone it will be a bit too big. That is what I think. Okay, let's zoom in and see if it is looking good. I can reduce it a little bit more. Okay, So this is what I have. Next, I would also like to bring in the, okay, so I think this 2-line thing is not working for me. So let me just extend the div completely, and this is fine. Okay. And now I can bring in the paragraph also. So let's duplicate it, bring it inside, and I do not want to reduce the font size anymore. So I will just, okay, so I will just reduce it like this and increase the height. Okay, so that is going to be my, paragraph. Next, I have the button element. Okay, so I will bring that down. Okay, so I have the button now. Obviously the button is looking a bit too big, so I will have to resize my button a little. So let's go to scale and scale this button down a little. And I think this is fine. And I can increase, I can shift it all a little bit to the top so that I have enough space for my footer. Okay. And finally, I have the footer over here. So I can bring the footer down. Okay. So okay, so the scale tool was on. Let's move it to shift it to move tool and bring it down. Okay, now okay, so I think this is fine. This is enough, and my mobile design is ready. But one thing to note over here is the menu is not visible, so I have to design the menu also. So now to design the menu, let's try that out now. So let's select this and let's draw a frame. We are going to design the menu separately. Okay, so let's, okay, so this is going to be my frame, right? So I'm keeping the frame at the same size as the Google Pixel phone width. Okay, so I'm using the same frame size. Now here I'm going to add, so basically when I click on this, it should come somewhere over here. Okay, so something like this should happen, right? And inside this, let me think a little, how should I have this? Okay, so what I want is, okay, so let's design it now. Okay, so let's take a rectangle tool and let's add a rectangle over here. Okay, and after adding a rectangle, I am, this is going to be white but just for the time being I'm going to put it as keep it at this color only. And then I want to also add a triangle. Okay, so let's add a triangle over here. Let's zoom in and let's add a triangle. Okay, so this is how it is going to look, right? So now I think I can remove the fill of the entire frame and make it transparent, because, okay, so you can see this is how our frame looks. Okay, so now if I bring it on top of it, you can see how it will feel. So it will be as if like it's something opening from when you click the menu. Okay. Okay, so once that is done, now I can shift this color back to white, and this triangle also I can make this white. Okay, and now let's start adding the elements. Okay, so now to add the elements, I can start adding the text. The first text is going to be, let's say, home. Okay, then now let's style this first. So let's make it h2. Okay, so this is going to be my first element. Okay, and now this alone like this is not looking good, so let's add a rectangle over here. Okay, so let's add a rectangle, and this home should be inside that. Okay, okay, so this is inside. Now the rectangle is having a quite dark color, so I don't want that. So this kind of a color is fine. So this is going to be my menu element. So now I can group them together to call it as a menu item slash home. Okay, so this is going to be my menu item home. Now I can duplicate it. Okay, and I think I need to increase the okay, I have to increase the frame also. Okay, so I've increased the frame, I have increased the this rectangle, outer white rectangle, and now I can, okay, okay, so this menu is looking good. Let me just align this to the center. Okay, so now this is looking good. Now I can just change the text. What were the elements? Books, search, store, and contact. Okay, so let's add books, store, search, and contact. Okay, now obviously these texts are center aligned, that's why it is looking like this. So let's align them to the left, and then we can, okay, so arrange it. Okay, so this is my uh, navbar, right? Now I want the current page to be highlighted slightly differently. So let's select that and change the fill color to, let's say, mm, dark color, and the color of the text to our white color. Okay, so that just shows that this is the page that is currently being active. Okay, so this is my final navbar design. So almost our design is complete. Now the only thing left is when I look it into in the Figma preview, this is not going to work right now because you have not designed the prototype now. So let's do that. Let's go to the prototype tab and click on this button. So when I click on this button, it should go to this particular frame. Okay, and after doing this, here instead of navigate to, you should say open overlay. Okay, and in the open overlay you can um, go to manual. Okay, so you are going to set this particular element manually, and that's it. So your uh, navbar is set. Now you can select this. When do you want to close? Because right now you don't have a close button, right? So you can do this. Okay, and if you want, you can add a background overlay so that the background because it is going to go on top. So uh, is there any background that you want to apply? Okay, dark background, something like that. Okay, and the animation you can have. Okay, so you can have move in. Okay, so I want it to move in from the bottom up. Okay, let's see how it looks, and based on that we can select ease in and ease out, and then let's try it out. Now before trying it out, if you so this was our page. Now if you go back, and I want to change this from here, this is the starting point, so I want to change it to the mobile, and now you can see this is how it looks. Now if I click on this, it opens my uh, navbar element, and if I click anywhere out, it takes it out. Okay, so I think this is fine. Okay, so this is how I have created it. The animation I think is not good. Let's see. Let's change the animation a little. So let's dissolve. Okay, and let's see if how does the dissolve look. Yeah, dissolve is better. Okay, so I like this one better. So okay, so this is our final design. So uh, we have designed a website for bookshelf, a desktop version, and a mobile version. Okay, so in the next video we are going to see how we can actually make this a reality in HTML and CSS. Till then, have a good day.